Imagine a metropolis where the residents communicate through telepathy, where aircraft glide without mechanical engines, and a wish-fulfilling crystal rests in the city center. This is Shambhala, a place that features prominently in centuries of historical records, yet entirely eludes modern cartographers. For generations, travelers trekking deep into the Himalayan mountain ranges have reported the same anomaly. They describe stumbling out of the freezing winds, standing at the gates of a sprawling, glowing utopia filled with celestial music. But these encounters end abruptly. The moment these travelers turn around, the city vanishes. They are left staring at jagged rocks and empty ravines, as if the landscape itself reset. Tradition describes the path to Shambhala as an invisible portal, accessible only to those possessing absolute spiritual purity. To a traveler carrying hidden malice, the city simply does not appear, leaving only a frozen wasteland. These specific, recurring rules elevate Shambhala from local folklore to a documented historical anomaly. They force us to ask whether hundreds of independent explorers experienced a shared hallucination, or if they encountered a literal gateway to an unmapped dimension. The evidence for Shambhala comes from cross-referencing the texts of different religions. When the Hindu scriptures, specifically the Vishnu Purana and Kalki Purana, are compared with the Buddhist Kalachakra Tantra, they reveal a specific, unified prophecy. Both traditions identify Shambhala as a hidden sanctuary, destined to serve as the birthplace for a world-saving figure. Hindus call this avatar Kalki, while Buddhist texts refer to him as King Rigden. This figure is prophesied to emerge during the darkest age of human corruption. The texts describe him riding out from Shambhala on a white horse, leading an army of immortal warriors to cleanse the earth and initiate a global reset. To sustain their long wait, the sages of Shambhala reportedly draw power from the Chintamani stone. Ancient accounts describe it as a divine, wish-fulfilling crystal that acts as a direct link to the soul of the universe. These texts do not read like vague poetry. They contain specific astronomical alignments and geographical markers. Because these details were so precise, multiple 20th century empires treated these scriptures as literal blueprints for global dominance. In the 1920s, the Russian philosopher and painter Nicholas Roerich mounted massive expeditions. He spent years tracking signs of Shambhala across the Himalayas, convinced it was a physical epicenter for the future of humanity. Other explorers followed different leads. Mongolian legends suggest the hidden portals to the city lie buried beneath the burning sands of the Gobi Desert, far from the Himalayan peaks. The search took a darker turn as World War II approached. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi SS launched their own classified expeditions into the Himalayan mountain passes. Hitler intended to breach Shambhala and capture the Chintamani stone. He believed the crystal would yield occult knowledge, allowing him to engineer an invincible military force. Modern researchers are now revisiting those ancient texts through a scientific lens. Instead of seeking magic, they use principles from quantum physics and the theory of dimensional shifts to analyze how such a city might function. This model suggests an entangled system. Through parallel dimensions, a city could occupy the exact Himalayan coordinates while locked in a separate reality. Accessing it wouldn't involve a mountain path, but a shift in brainwaves, modulating to a frequency where the two dimensions interlock. This highlights why the historical manhunts failed. Dictators and tacticians tried to conquer Shambhala as a physical coordinate, using tools designed for a dimension the city does not inhabit. Even as the physical search stalled, the myth of the hidden utopia entered Western pop culture. It served as the foundation for James Hilton's 1933 novel, Lost Horizon. Hilton renamed the city Shangri-La. The concept became so influential that President Franklin D. Roosevelt named his private presidential retreat after it, thereby bringing the ancient Himalayan legend into the heart of American power. After centuries of expeditions and military interest, the question remains: is Shambhala a literal location, a parallel dimension, or a complex metaphor? Esoteric traditions maintain that it functions as all three simultaneously: a geographical sanctuary, a physical frequency, and a specific state of being. The Bhagavad Gita offers a perspective that clarifies this duality. It suggests the Kalki savior resides dormant within the heart of every living being. shifting the focus away from a hidden village and toward an internal realization. Shambhala remains an unsolved mystery because the search has relied on tools, maps, sensors, and armies designed for the external world. If these traditions are correct, the city is less of a destination reached by foot and more of a dimension of consciousness reached from within.